Tonight, anti-intellectualism, a word describing the increasing trend of willful ignorance and stupidity, or just a word made up by globalist George Soros to perpetuate the idea that you are crazy for believing that the Earth is flat and that solar panels will, quote, suck the sun dry. Smartly find out the answer that only you could know, tonight on America, the Podcast. Hit it. It's good to be back. Hello, America. It's America, the Podcast.
I mean, I did have fun when we were on Atlantis, but, Queen Elizabeth was just kind of an abrasive drunk the whole time. She threw one of her rings at me when we were playing that charades game or whatever.
Oh, it's not like you haven't had royalty throw something at you before. We've all been hit in the head by one of Liz's rogue rings. Besides, why are you even complaining? Marilyn Monroe herself sang you happy birthday, didn't she?
Oh, yeah, but, it was super awkward, though. John Kennedy kind of kept giving me the death eye the whole time.
Oh, those are just his soulless Catholic eyes. Besides, I thought he'd be used to it by now. She sings happy birthday to everybody.
Okay, so they all just fake their own deaths, man? Like, every famous person just up and moved to Atlantis?
That's about the skinny of it, yes.
I mean, why would they do that? Is it like Death Becomes Her, where they get like a secret elixir and live forever?
No.
Like, what's the deal?
No.
This just sounds like some crazy conspiracy stuff.
All right, you caught me. You weren't actually on Atlantis.
Wait, what? Are you serious? But I remember everything. I remember feeling and touching things.
Well, that might have been the LSD.
Wait, LSD? You mean acid? What did you do to me?
Now keep in mind it was your birthday, and I was about to make a lot of money.
What? A lot of money? What the hell do you mean, man?
Well, this virtual reality company that I have invested in needed a test subject for their new Atlantis game, so I thought, well, it's Tim's birthday, so I'll put a vial or so of LSD into his coffee and strap a headset on him and make him think he's in Atlantis for a few days hanging out with David Bowie.
God. Days? I was in virtual reality for days?
Oh, don't worry. I fed you pizza through a tube. Besides, you had fun, didn't you?
I mean, yeah, it was fun, but it wasn't real.
Well, of course not. David Bowie's dead, the Queen of England lives in England, and Atlantis doesn't exist. At least that's what they told me to say.
All right, fine, man, but, that was still... We spread fake news. Like, on this show, we told people that Atlantis existed and that David Bowie wasn't dead. Like, that wasn't true. We spread fake news to people. We can't do that. That's what's wrong with the world.
Well, I do have to admit that your point is a smartly one, especially considering that Pope Francis recently said that fake news is the equivalent to being sexually aroused by feces.
Dude, I said stop spreading fake news on the show, man.
I'm not. That's actually what he said.
Wait, for real?
Yes, frill.
Jesus, it is so hard to tell what is what. How did it get this bad? Is this, like, your fault or something?
Kind of, sort of, yes and no. I cannot take full responsibility for the spread of fake news, but I can tell you how it started and how we as Americans can stop the spread of fake news.
Well, then the mic is yours, I guess.
Good, because I'm going to take it home after work. Anyways, America, hello! Wait, sorry, I did that backwards. Hello, America! It's me, the Bastard, and welcome to episode 3 of America, the Podcast, Season 2. So, the question of the day, how do we get rid of fake news? Well, I have the answer. Invest in education and stop letting Russians buy political ads in America. Well, alright, that's lunch. Let's go. It's America, the Podcast!
No, sit back down. That's not all of it. Come on.
Right. Fine. Okay, well, they're not gonna like it.
They're not gonna like what, man?
Well, the reason fake news works so well, of course. I mean, it's the same reason people believe in conspiracy theories, like the moon landing being faked, or Gwyneth Paltrow stopped drinking human blood in 1998 when in fact she stopped drinking it in 1996, or the lizard people living in the center of the earth, or the earth itself being flat, or the fact that if you put solar panels in your town, they might drain all the energy out of the sun.
Well, the Gwyneth Paltrow thing, I'm pretty sure we all knew that, but, I mean, what about the solar panels? What is that true?
Obviously. Would I lie to you?
Yes.
Don't answer that.
Okay, well, what happened, man?
Well, in 2015, a town in North Carolina rejected a proposal to have a bunch of solar panels installed in their town because they were led to believe that the solar panels would suck all of the energy out of the sun.
How did they get convinced of that?
Well, it might have been, indirectly, slightly my fault.
Of course it was.
Hey, that's mean. And irregardless, this was just a bet gone wrong. I bet one of my lobbyist friends that he couldn't convince an entire town that solar panels would suck all of the energy out of the sun. I made the bet because I thought it was a sure thing. Who knew he would convince the majority of the town that solar panels would suck all the energy out of the sun?
Jesus. Well, all right. Well, then what is the reason? Why did all these people believe that? Why do people believe in flat earth? Why do people not believe Gwyneth Paltrow drinks human blood?
Well, one word. Anti-intellectualism.
What was that?
Well, it is supposed to rain today, and I do think you have a coyote problem in the field behind your house. But I digress. This new wave of self-induced ignorance and stupidity is the core problem of why fake news and conspiracies are so commonly believed. Large numbers of Americans are more likely to trust the validity of a Facebook post paid for by Russian trolls rather than believe the expert in the field that they are researching. They see these posts and automatically declare themselves an expert in whatever subject they are currently memeing about. Did you ever see that show with The Pretender in the 90s?
I think so.
You know, the man Jared who could master any profession and become anybody he needed to be at will.
Sure, I think I remember it, but what's your point?
Well, it's kind of like that, except more nationalistic, nobody's an expert, and your aunt is still just as ignorant as she was before she shared that meme from MAGA for life.
I think I get what you're saying.
Yes, and it's perpetuated more by people on the right and even on the left. Anti-intellectualism is a tactic used by politicians in an effort to deter people from educating themselves and thinking critically about the oppressive policies that said politicians try and put forth on a regular basis.
I should probably go bring in the patio furniture.
That is probably a good idea. Listen, America, I am trying to put this as delicately as possible in my big, scary, Ivy League, elitist, smart guy words that are so terrible for some reason. Your politicians are trying to keep you stupid. Plain and simple. I mean, it's totalitarianism 101. And if that word's too big and scary and Ivy League for you, let me put it this way. It's really Hitlery, as in of Hitler, and of Alexander the Great, and the Christian Church of old, and the Confederate States of America, and every other oppressive regime that has ever existed in the history of America, including America. America. That's right. We have pushed anti-intellectualism in different countries across the globe and still continue to influence the populations of said countries almost on a daily basis. So it should come as no surprise that we were hacked and influenced by the Russians in 2016. Bastard, can you come here? It's time to wake up, America. Remember, being intelligent is not a bad thing. It is actually a very, very bigly, greatly, smartly thing for you to do.
Bastard.
In the words of the mystical elves of Schoolhouse Rock, knowledge is power. Now, let's move on. I want to tell you about my upcoming Senate
Feb!
What?
Dude, there is a pack of wolves outside to see you. They asked for you by name.
You mean my given Christian name, not the bastard?
Yeah, the whole name.
Oh boy. Well, I knew this day would come. Don't worry, I'll handle it.
Where did you get a longsword?
I told you, I'm very old.
Okay, well, better question. What is this all about?
Well, do you remember last season when I fought that bear?
Yeah.
Well, it's related to that, but I'll explain next time. Right now, I have a pack of wolves to battle. Well, if it isn't Patchet, King of the Wolves, you think you can just come to my house and challenge me to battle? So be it. How about you? Ha-ha! I'll rip your cute little face off!
Oh shit, okay. I'm gonna go stop this before it gets any worse.
It's America, the podcast!
has been a production of Shui Media, all rights reserved. For more information, please visit shuimedia.com.